Welcome back to more Medieval Dynasty, and big changes have happened. This is the public test branch that I'm playing on right now. So yesterday, or by the time you see the video, probably earlier today or late last night, they activated the public test server branch, which basically is you going on Steam and, similar to 7 Days to Die, change your Steam properties that you want to play, like the beta, or in this case the public test branch. Now there's a code you need to activate it. I'm gonna show you now all how to do that in a second. There's also an article, of course, about it on the actual Steam forums that the devs have written about it, how to access it, so you can follow it there, but I'm gonna show you quickly here as well how to access it. It's very exciting, and if you are able to make a backup copy of your save, so you always save, so you have that to continue your worlds on if you want to switch back to the main branch. But once you have made your backup copy, I definitely would recommend you try out the public server branch, because it's absolutely amazing the changes they have put in so far. So we're gonna go through the changes in the second, but let me show you first how you can access it for yourself. So here we can see the post that they did Friday at 4:47 p.m. That's my time. I don't know what it would be in your time, but late Friday they basically posted, join the v0.1.2 public test now. So all you do is similar to 7 Days to Die. If you're used to that, you right click on your Steam client, you open in your Steam client the game, you right click on it, you click on the properties, you go over to your beta tab. Once you have your properties open, on the beta tab, what you usually see, or by default will see, is none, opt out of all betas. That's all you see. If you click the drop down right now, you will see nothing. What you have to do is you have to type in this box here, this code. This is the code you have to type in, and then click check code. Once the code is accepted, it will enable you to have this option here, public beta branch. Closed preview is obviously something the dev has access to, but you wouldn't have access to that. So you will see none, opt out of all beta programs, and public beta branch. Then you just press, that's it, you close it. Once you selected it in the dropdown, Steam automatically will trigger a download of that version of the game. So as they said here, make sure you make a backup copy of your save games. Go to your app data folder. The way you go, if you type into your Windows run button, percentage, app data percentage, it opens this app data folder in local, or in local row. You just go to your local folder, Medieval Dynasty, saved games, and there's all your files. This is where you have now your patch notes. So we're gonna go over them very quickly. A lot of languages added. They've added some new key bindings, but things that we're going to be looking at right now in this video is the barrels that we can use for salting in the hunting lodge and fishing hut. We can now also change how efficiently we want to collect resources. Remember, I was saying that before, if they can do it with crafting, why don't they do it with resources? This is now active on the public test branch. Unbelievable. Absolutely love it. They're doing it for all the buildings, so you can tell it now, if I have a hunter gathering, I actually don't want him to gather any mushrooms. I just want him to gather berries, and that's it. Like, all this is possible now. You want to mine and not get any salt and not collect any limestone? Yeah, there you go. You can do that now. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Now, they fixed a lot of things as well. They optimized the loading times, which I actually could see that they were faster during the stream. All right. Various quest fixes. One of the quest fixes, I think, was something to do with the Night Howl quest, for example, that gives now extra money. And they also fixed the issue that if you had a quest active and you saved your game and then reloaded it, so say you had to leave actually and you couldn't continue playing, you save your game, you close it, you come back in, you open it up, the quests you have currently active would have reduced Dynasty rep points, because that is what they were originally before they made the change to increase them. So they fixed that now as well, which is absolutely amazing. So generic quest rewards after loading the game, that is what that fix is. Numerous fixes in refreshing the product status of items. I don't know exactly what they're talking about there. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Quest goals with assigning peasants to work doesn't update on objective stats. So that's something I haven't really experienced any issues with quests with my villagers either, or my workers. NPCs getting stuck in sitting or sleeping state, so they have a lot of fixes like this: cauldron animations, stove animations, player position when crafting at stove has changed, and torch condition restoring on equip. In regards to the updates, the Night Owl quest, as I said, or Night Howl quest, pig and piglet sitting animation. I haven't worked with pigs yet, so I didn't know there was an issue. Again, reduced consumption of stamina while running. Very, very good. I'm really loving this. So now if you have 3 points in athletics, you actually get a whole lot more out of your stamina. Reduced consumption of stamina in Inspector Mode. Very, very good change. The problem with Inspector Mode is they have to make you cost stamina because you see a lot of other things. But I do believe that you should see the stats of a person if you hover over them or something. They should change that because the stats of a person shouldn't be something you need stamina for at all. But I know that for the Inspector Mode, they do need stamina because otherwise you would be forever being able to go and find your items on the ground and all that. It should cost stamina. I do like that balance. Resource and food storage capabilities have been increased. That's correct. So resource storage is huge now. I don't know the individual increase because I have already built a lot, but food storage, unbelievable. It's now 100 kilos each. Very, very good. Loving it. Hunting lodges produce random mushrooms depending on the season. All right, okay. So gender-specific dialogues may not be relevant in all languages. That's good. So now I'm assuming you can't flirt with guys anymore. Was that a thing? They added some more language translations. Very nice. Productions work power slider for each profession in building details and management tab. So that is basically where you can go in and say, I don't want to collect any more salt. I want to only collect 5% of stone and 90% of iron, something like that. Production of firewood in the woodshed consumes log. So now every time every time you ask your woodshed workers to produce firewood, now it's with sliders, say you say, I want 10% of my gathering to be firewood, yeah? They're going to have to collect logs because they're going to have to use those logs to make firewood now, which is really, really good. I like that a lot. Set immortality. So they did some changes to villager NPCs to make them immortal. I'm assuming it's because I believe somebody told me it was the crutchel or whatever it's called that you can club a pigs with. You actually could kill them. You could hit them until they die. So they're now immortal temporarily. Some building modules have a new resource cost, required planks. So now in your woodshed, you can now craft planks, 2 planks from 1 log. And yes, firewood is also now lighter than the actual logs. Not by much, something like 0.1, but it's lighter. It doesn't increase in weight anymore, which is really great. And planks are about 1 kilo per plank. So some building modules, the villagers take food and firewood from local chests in their homes. If there is nothing in the chest, they will take it from the food storage and the resource storage. So this is new. Before, villagers, I don't think, ever accessed their own chests. Right now, if you put food and firewood into each of your villagers' chests, they're going to look at that food first before they go on to the food storage. Doubled the amount of resources produced from farm animals by NPC. They actually doubled a lot of the resources. I think it's doubled nearly on everything. Now, here we go. We have some damage changes and some weapon changes. Spears range reduced by half. Crossbow range increased by 1.5 times. We tested it early on a stream. The crossbow and the longbow now have identical range. They have the exact same drop. So we tested both of them out, pointed at the same point in the distance, like on a certain house, so we could see exactly where it goes down. And both the crossbow and the longbow have the same drop now. Bow damage has been increased from 25 to 35. Crossbow damage has been increased to 70. So now I already had a 1-hit kill on them, on the animals, so they increased the damage, but you will not get your 1-hit kill because they also increased the wizened and bare HP by 2 times. Yeah, so double the HP, which is amazing. So for bears and wisens, it made sense. They should be a little bit more dangerous and not just be killed with 2 spear throws. Now your spear range is reduced, which I like. I personally always thought the spear was overpowered. I didn't like that you could on day 1 just use 2 spears and kill a wizen. That makes no sense. The wizen and the bear is something you should probably be a little bit more weary of and not just go pow pow in the face and it's done, especially on your first day. So the recurve bow damage has been reduced from 50 to 45, which now makes the longbow have more damage at 55 damage. Now that actually was something I didn't understand at first, but we again tested all these bows out during the stream. If you want to participate in the stream, just go to twitch.tv/games4kicks and follow me to get notifications. Also join my Discord where I notify people when I'm going live on stream and when videos are being posted, where we're also going to do the giveaways every week, midweek giveaways and weekend giveaways, random games, not always medieval Dynasty, but random games. And a lot of people actually like to contribute games as well for giveaways, so there's these games as well. So we have 7 Days to Die giveaway right now live until Sunday evening. Anyway, so after the shameless plug, the recurve bow having a lower damage than the longbow didn't make any sense to me. But then we tested it, and the recurve bow is so fast. The longbow has, like, I would say about a 3-second pull, 2 to 3 second pull until it's fully pulled. and then you let go and it shoots obviously much further than the recurve bow. However, the recurve bow, not only does it reload much faster than the longbow, it also pulls back to maximum pull in half the time. So you literally could get 3 arrows off by the time you have your second arrow shot on the longbow. And that makes the recurve bow definitely an upgrade to the longbow. But again, if you rather, the bigger damage per arrow, then you're still free to use the longbow. But the recurve bow definitely felt like an upgrade when we tested it. Now, wooden spear damage has been reduced to 15, which means no more 2-hit shots on the boars. Well, the boars haven't their HP increased. So you're gonna probably have to use 3 spears now on the boar's face. Stone spear has been reduced by half. And the Iron Spear saw the biggest, one of the biggest drops from 75 to 40. The biggest drop has been here, the Stone Spear, by 50%. Wooden Spear's durability has been increased to 4 uses. I wish it would be a little bit more because unless they balance the damage, because I remember if you fight something like a boar and you stab it head on in the face, you actually have to stab it more times in the face than you have to throw spears at its face, and theoretically they should be the same damage because I can't throw a spear more than once, so it's only a 1 stab. But when I stab it in the face full power from my hands, it should do the same damage, and that was not the case. So spears kept breaking when you only needed 1 spear to finish a boar off. You needed 2 spears to stab it in the face. So hopefully that balanced that damage as well. Stone Spear durability has been upgraded to 8 and Iron Spear to 16. The Wizen and Bear, as I said, have the HP doubled now, and villagers eat food according to nutrition value. The greater the nutrition value, the higher priority. In case the nutrition value is the same, food of lower condition is chosen. That is really handy. So if you want to have your chest filled with soups or with other items which have a really high nutrition value, they will eat that first. One question that came up during the stream is, will they waste the leftover nutrition? So say I have 10 items in my chest and they have 200 nutrition values each. So say 2,000 nutrition values. I know they don't exist, but as an example, if a villager needs to eat, will the whole 200 nutrition go per item? Because he can eat only 1 item, I would assume that theoretically the whole 200 nutritions are gone, even though the max nutrition would be only 100 a villager can have. So, which then kind of makes you think, am I wasting nutritions by putting high nutrition value foods in? We're gonna have to test it. If you already have tested that, let me know in the comments below, because I'm still using cabbage because I have no issue. I get 5,000 nutrition every year non-stop. So wood value is now visible in item details. This is very good. It basically shows you the wood value is the wood value that you see when you burn wood. So if you go to your management screen, we're going to look at that now in a second, you can see how many hours you have to burn, but it now shows you on items like the planks and the sticks and the wood logs and the firewood, it shows you now the exact time they actually burn, or the wood value they have to burn, which is really, really good. They lowered the Dynasty reputation limits for next inhabitants. So now you don't need as many reputation points to hire your first workers, which is really, really good. So this is all the updates. We're going to have a look at some of them now, actually in game, to see what it translates into, and then the rest, if you join the server, you can do for yourself and check it out. So let's have a look at our buildings first. So if we go to building management right now and we look at our woodsheds, for example, our woodsheds now have this new icon where you can see exactly how they're going to collect things. In the moment their free timer villagers only got up, they're not actually working yet, so there's that. So once they start working, we have assigned them 25%, 25, because at 15 worker skill power, which is the combined power of your 2 workers, which is actually really good. I like that. So you basically have, like, say, a weak worker, which I have here in the woodshed, which is 2, and another one 2. Sorry, that's 4. Where's the other one? Here, 6 and 9, so that's 15. But I have in the mine, for example, a 4 and an 8, but that still counts as a 12 worker power, which is really good. And just like the woodshed, you can see here now, we can say, hey, I don't want actually any salt at all right now. I only want rocks and I want iron, and that's it. And then we can go to our excavation shed as well. And now in the excavation shed, you no longer have separation in jobs. So when you assign a worker, he is just a miner. That's it. So all this has been consolidated into one, which means we now can say, hey, you know, collect some clay, please, and that's all I want you to focus on. Or we can say, get some salt as well, or some rocks, or limestone. Limestone, there's no need for limestone yet in the game as far as I know, but correct me if I'm wrong, I just haven't come across anything that needed limestone. So this is a really, really good change. I'm loving this absolutely, because before we saw it already in the smithy, we could see we already have that for recipes, so why not have it for resources? Made sense, and they've put it in. Absolutely fantastic. So storage has been increased. I don't know exactly by how much each storage has been increased, because I have already so many, but we can see I have a total of 3,500 kilos now. I think after we finished the last video, I was at 2,100. So this looks like they nearly doubled a lot of or increased it by about 200-300 on each one, which is absolutely fantastic, because logs were so heavy. Once you had your logs automated, and you need a lot of logs, so it's not like you actually were just collecting a lot of logs for nothing. You collected them and you needed them for buildings, and now you need them even more so, because you need to turn them into planks first in your wood sheds, which is a real nice use of the wood shed, because I really like the fact now that we can tell our woodsheds now to actually also craft planks, because again, planks and firewood do use logs. So if we go in here, we can say, oh, I want 30% planks. So now you can see the numbers. Actually, the numbers have been pumped up. Unbelievable. If I would go 100% logs, I would get 15 logs an hour. That is something ridiculous like that, but I have 15 workers, so I think it works out at about 1 skill power per 100%, 1 per hour, something like that. So we can see that, for example, in the excavation shed where we have only 1 worker, if we go here, we can see 100% gives us 1 clay per hour, which is fair enough, and that's fine. We can swap him with another worker. I'm probably going to swap him out with one of the lumberjacks or the miners, because we now get so much more wood, which is amazing. Now the food storage also has been increased. Each food storage is now 400 kilos. Now this is, I think, is that the level 2? No, this is food storage 1. Oh, it might actually consolidate that as well. So it might be actually 200 kilos and it adds them together. Sorry, yeah. So it's 200 kilos each. And that is, I think before it was at 50 kilos each, the food storage. So that is a real huge improvement. Let me just check the barn storage actually and see if there's any improvements. No, they're still 100 kilos, which is absolutely fine. I don't think we need more than that, actually. And house storage, that was 50. Is that still 50? Yeah, it's still 50 kilos. Okay, excellent stuff. I'm really liking these changes to the storage so far. Let me know in the comments what you think about those changes yourself. We're now here in our hunting lodge. One of the changes they have done is the hunting lodge now has barrels added to it. Hunting lodge level 1 already. Same with the fishing hut, and this is the recipe. Salted meat. Nice. I actually not know we could already craft salted meat. I think people were telling me before, oh, it's the tavern or something, or hunting lodge level 2. So they added it now to hunting lodge level 1, which makes a lot of sense. And now we probably get more use out of our tavern if we want to cook some nice foods for us. And for the villagers, I stick with cabbage. I mean, seriously, guys, I really don't see the need. Look at this. I'm at 6,600 food just from, I think, basic things like cabbage. I don't remember what I had in my chest, but let's have a look here quickly. Yeah, so most of it is cabbage. And just a little bit of eggs. We have a little bit of salt here and some cabbage seeds. Just from cabbage, we are at 6,500. And I'm literally farming twice a year cabbage with a little tiny patch. Well, it's tiny compared to the rest that I'm farming, of 60 cabbages. So this lasts so long in the food storage especially. I don't run out of food. I see no need to ever go out of my way and make higher nutrition food unless my villagers get sick if they don't get it. Or one of the things I would like to see added is that at wintertime, villagers would prefer cooked food, hot food, and if they don't get that, they might actually say only perform at half power on their working buildings, which I think would make a lot of sense, because like they feel undernourished, you know. So, but until they do that, cabbage will be my go-to. They have that new chest or new crafting bench here in the work shed now, which is where you can make your planks, your firewood, and your chest as well at 100 kilos. I think that was the same before. But yeah, so you can make now salted meat and salted fish. You have the same barrel down in the fishing hut as well, which makes absolute sense. Though I would like to see the barrel in the fishing hut only to be making salted fish, and the hut in the hunting lodge, the barrel in the hunting lodge only to be able to make salted meat, because that's what you collect. But let's have a look at the hunting lodge. Where is the hunting lodge? Let me see. I don't think I have anybody working at it right now. But if we look at the hunting lodge on here, we can actually now say, okay, I want you to only collect meat, make salted meat. So this is really, really good. So I want you to only collect meat. None of the, I don't want any leather. I just want you to bring me back meat and make salted meat. Or maybe you have another HUD where you're saying, I only want to collect leather and that's it. So this is really, really good. I like it. So we have a gatherer space and a hunter space. And for the gatherers, again, we could say, I only want berries. I probably will not even do, they actually have now generic mushrooms, which is really, really awesome. Yeah, and that's all I really want to show you in this video. This is just a short video on all the updates. I really had a lot of fun actually on stream playing with these changes. We actually spent some time in this world as well, just to make sure we have everything balanced, all the workers assigned, things like that. And yeah, still no path. We also tested, by the way, your pathing tips. We tested them, okay? We basically went to this place here. So if you look at my destruction, you can see we don't have a path here because you can't make a field of one spot. You can't join fields, yeah? So we did place a water barrel and it did remove the grass. But then when you destroyed the water barrel, after a reload, the grass was back. So as you destroyed the water barrel, everything was there. But once you actually reloaded the game, the grass was back. The same for campfires, the same for anything that removes grass. We tested it, we placed it, it removed the grass. We destroyed it. As soon as we destroyed it, the path was still there. But then as soon as we reloaded, the grass was back. We did the same for fences. Fences removed the grass. But then when you destroy the fence, it's back. So there is absolutely nothing right now that we can do to get rid of these little gaps. The only thing we can do is actually craft items and put them down and leave them down. But nothing really would look good to do that. Maybe fences which just about reach into an area would be a good idea. So we leave little gaps and then we bring them here and that might get rid of the grass. But we would have to play around with that. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. Let me know what you think about all these changes that are coming to the main branch that are currently being tested on the public branch. If you have any issues accessing it or you don't understand the instructions, go to their website, go to the Steam page of the game, go to the community discussions link and check out the updates, and one of the updates will show you a picture with picture, as I showed you earlier, what you have to do. Anyway, let me know in the comments about the changes, what you think. I'm looking forward to reading them. I hope you guys had a good time with the episode. If you did, remember to kick that like button in the balls, and I hope I see you guys in the next video. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, and see you guys next time. Until then, as always, viel Spaß and happy gaming.